I'm gonna make several blurb content. Bum bum bum. Another one bites the dust. Well, so here's the thing: is I think I have a projection of an 8-year goal. Why 8 years? I'll talk about it 2 years from now if this goes well. Ha! I don't know if it will though. Oh, I never laughed. You know what? They could just pay attention to this kind of stuff. Or actually, just, put this stuff on silent. I don't want you to know that what I'm doing. I get really anxious. I think it kind of shows very well. We'll find out here shortly. It's just not worth the money or the trouble. I do need to also emphasize that at some point I gotta monetize this, right? By planning it, by making AI think of it and do it for me. But realistically, content. Some words that I cannot recall. No content. Bo Burnham, man. I think a producer would be a great route. What's that? Well, see, I don't want to. But I do know that I do need to make at least one that's profitable. Like one video that you throw in some advertisements that's profitable so I can make that dollar. I'm not youthful or agile or realistically funny. I don't think I can make it in a modern media market. However, that was alliteration. If I stick to this for several years, well, another man's trash is another man's treasure, am I right? You're right, because I have ideas. I expect reformations, but I want some things to change because I have critiques of my country. Like Alec Baldwin said, Alec Baldwin? That might not be correct. I feel like I'm thinking of the actor. If we were talking about like a Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., comparison here, I know we're not, but it's really kind of interesting on the small interviews that I've actually seen, the very small clips that I've seen of both of them. I love Martin Luther King Jr.'s foresight, the outlook of, we can all get there. We'll reach the mountaintop. We can all work together. Different races, we all bleed the same, but regardless of your creed, race, religion, so on and so forth, we could all work together. And that's basically where we are. 90s was the peak of that era because I think we saw the bloom of all the seeds that were planted. But it doesn't feel racial to me. It becomes more class. It feels like we're just being pitted against each other because the very wealthy doesn't want you to care about the prices that you pay. I know that gets like into like the weird conspiracy thing, but also I feel like a lot of people do genuinely think like that. And what is it? Malcolm X had that speech where he basically talks about liberalism versus, was it the conservatives or maybe the Republicans? I can't recall. And he was like, the truth of the matter, which is if I had any enemies, well, bear your fangs. I want to know where you stand. I don't want foxes, you know what I mean? Sly foxes to eventually stab me in the back. On a random note, no dirt on foxes. I actually really love foxes and rabbits. I think those are like how like those really cute design. I want to draw those. The aesthetic of the rabbits and the foxes and during fall era is just absolutely the most adorable thing to be out there. A fox wearing a top hat and a green coat and some sort of orange ascot, I feel like is a term. I don't know what it is, but that seems like that's such a aesthetic, and I love it. A rabbit also wearing a top hat, but he would wear like it's gonna be like a whitish rabbit or a white gray rabbit. Oh, I think they are. Yeah, they are. But like the specific rabbit that I'm thinking of is like the one that my sister had when we were in Japan called Shawnee. I don't know if I could raise rabbits for food. It seems rather like chickens to me seem more of a food source than rabbits. I won't ever be a farmer, truth be told, but I do love cottagecore. Like it's so cute, I love flowers and seeing all like the fruits and vegetables from the garden. It's a very unmanly thing to say, I feel like, but like, dude, you know what I mean? If every household had a garden, I think it would be so wise. It could teach some sense of wisdom because you're getting your hands dirty, but also seeing life grow from it, fruits of your labor. And that's such a unique feeling that I think you can't really get outside of gardening. Have I become old? Yeah, because I am old. I'm pretty sure I will not look this up, by American standards, that I'm at my midlife. So I'm probably having a midlife crisis, realistically speaking. And that's absolutely fine.